Hi, my name's Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to focus on Middle East seed capital investors, and this is a series of videos on investor profiles that are part of my Middle East fundraising database. The guide to Middle East capital includes the following. It has 325 company names, key contacts, the type of business, sectors of potential investment interest, websites, company emails, key contact emails, and key outreach strategy points. And the database will be delivered in Excel spreadsheet format. Some key database statistics: about 185 or 57% of the companies are based in the UAE. 60 companies are based in Saudi Arabia, and 125 companies are either venture capital, private equity, or angel investor groups, so that's about 40%. This is the best database for first-time fundraising in the Middle East. This video highlights EQ2 Ventures in the UAE, and they are one of 325 venture capital, private equity, angel groups, and investment companies in my exclusive Middle East fundraising database. Company snapshot: they're based in the United Arab Emirates, and they're classified as an investment company and a venture capital firm. Their focus is on technology, fintech, and venture capital opportunities. Founded in 2015, EQ2 Ventures is a venture capital firm based in Dubai, United Arab Emirates. The firm seeks to invest in seed to Series B stage companies operating in the ad tech, e-commerce, fintech, health tech, digital content, ed tech, and marketplace sectors. Company focus, investor approach and strategy. EQ2 Ventures is an evergreen investment company based in the UAE, fostering long-term value creation through collaboration with talented entrepreneurs. Established in 2015, their journey began with a focus on digital content and ad tech investments. Over the years, they expanded into marketplaces, e-commerce, and various verticals, resulting in a diverse portfolio exceeding $100 million by 2022. With a commitment to the Middle East and Africa, they strategically invest in startups in the seed to Series A stages, contributing to the growth of innovative ventures. Investment focus: EQ2 Ventures concentrates on various verticals including ad tech, e-commerce, e-com enablers, B2B marketplaces, ed tech, fintech, and SaaS. The company actively supports startups in the seed to Series A stages, demonstrating the capacity to follow up and invest up to $2 to $3 million in the most successful portfolio companies. Geographic reach: EQ2 Ventures strategically invests in startups based in the Middle East and Africa, leveraging synergies with their existing portfolio and network. EQ2 Ventures aims to contribute substantial value to the entrepreneurial ecosystems in these regions. So in review, this is a great company to present your startup in a tech venture. Looking for under $2 million is probably the sweet spot. And here are some of their previous investments. Potential investment opportunities to approach them with. You're going to see the spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet part of the presentation just coming up a little bit later here. You're going to see that for all 325 of these firms, I've actually selected 3 key targets that you could look at approaching them with. Now, these are not carved in stone, but these are based on their websites, previous investments, press releases, other information about similar firms, and it doesn't mean that they're going to be investments in this sector today or tomorrow, but they can be used as a guide because this database is really made for you to set up a pretty detailed opportunity resource for future investments, depending on whether you're a firm that is looking to reach out to these groups representing other founders, or whether you just want to have a good track record of knowing what different firms go after. So, given their past investment patterns and existing philosophy, you might want to propose the following investment opportunities: EdTech, anything in technology for sure, and SaaS. So again, broad range technology is good for this group. And one of the key benefits of my database is that it includes key tips for investor outreach. And that's what makes it unique. There's no other database like it, and I specifically created this database for people who are starting to venture into the Middle East for first-time fundraising. It's different than Western companies and contacts, so there's definitely a process that you need to learn to understand, and this database is really going to help you, and you're going to see more of this coming up on the spreadsheet. So what does this really mean? Well, if you know who the direct contact is, one of the key touch points you might want to use in this case would be EQ2 Ventures' current portfolio of investments is commendable. Our venture seeks to align with your investment objectives. So if they receive that as part of the email, they know that this is not going to be a spam email, and they're going to respond to it accordingly. So it's really key that when you're doing your outreach, do not spam these targets. These are high-level contacts and companies. It takes a long time to create a database like this, and you don't want to waste it by spamming. It's really made for business development. Now, if you don't know who the contact is, and one key thing about this database, it is loaded with CEOs, chairmen, and partners, so the senior top people at firms. Now, it also includes a large amount of HR contacts. So what's missing? Well, there's a lot missing in the middle. For example, associate, investment advisors, and directors. Those are the key contacts that you want to reach out to first. And the reason being is you're not sending your pitch deck to these people. You're not sending your investment opportunity with a $50 or $100 million real estate opportunity or a financial investment opportunity that requires a minimum of $100,000 to get into. You're just making a connection. You're starting to build your relationship. And by trying to target the associates, investment advisors, and directors at these firms is the best approach. Because if you send your presentation to a CEO or chairman, if they don't know who you are, they're going to do one of two things. They're going to just delete it because they're getting 100 emails a day and they don't want to really deal with this. Or they're going to kick it down to someone in their firm at those levels, again, associate investment advisor, director, maybe a vice president, because those are the people that are actually paid to review opportunities for their firms. Some of these groups are going to get anywhere between 50 to 100 emails and presentations a day. Yes, that's 50 to 100 a day. I know that because I've been on this on the side of groups that receive these type of things. So you have to be really precise in who you're contacting, and the best way to do that is to outreach to people who are going to help you with the contacts that you're going to need when you're ready to pitch. Okay, so that's really key. So if you don't know who the contact is and it's not listed in the database and you're not comfortable going to the CEO and chairman, here's the strategy. So you would use a subject heading, and you're going to see these for all 325 companies. Investment opportunities with EQ2 Ventures, and then your key email approach line may include, we're interested in potential collaborations with E2 Ventures. Who would be our point of contact? So if you've just sent that without sending a long blurb about your company, who you are, and this great investment opportunity, well, whoever receives that, whether it's an info at email contact, an admin at, or the HR contact, especially HR contacts, well, they're going to see that this is a professional approach, and they're going to do one of two things. They're going to send you back an email saying, hey, here's who you should contact, or they're going to pass this on to the person that should answer it, and it's probably going to be an associate, investment advisor, director, vice president, somebody who's going to help you out. And that's perfect. That's what you want, because you want to start to create a database of these key contacts, and you want to be able to explore the focus of their company, and these are the best people to do that with. And understand their initial process. You want to find out from them, what is the process of how they evaluate investment opportunities, who should they be sent to, and that's going to really streamline things for you, because you only want to pitch once. You do not want to send your pitch deck to a chairman or a CEO and then send them an email in a week saying, hey, did you get a chance to review my presentation? That's not how things work. By sending it to the associates, investment advisors, and the directors first, until you get to know the CEOs and chairmen, allows them to do the heavy lifting for you, because you can be guaranteed that if you were to send your investment opportunity to these people, remember their job is to review them. They're going to review 10, 20 of these a day, and every month they have to report to their bosses, hey, I evaluated X amount of proposals and X amount of them were sent ahead for further review, because it's a feather in their cap if the company invests in an opportunity that came through them. I mean, that's really what the game is here. So remember that. When I was working in the Middle East, I helped develop our company database with this key thing in mind, because we were working on behalf of ultra high net worth individuals and groups in UAE, and these are people both on the buy side and the sell side. So in other words, we were dealing with investors who wanted to acquire assets, and we were dealing with individuals and companies that wanted to dispose of their assets. And these assets were real estate assets, anything from residential projects, commercial, hospitality, industrial, anywhere from $50 million to $250 million. So knowing how to approach and knowing how to use your strategy of when to present to people is really, really key. You do not want to present a $100 million real estate opportunity to somebody who has already said through their investment team that they look at items only up to $100 million, because you don't want to look dumb and you don't want to waste your bullets. And that is the best way for you to build relationships in the Middle East when it comes to fundraising. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section, and this is the Excel spreadsheet that includes all the contacts in the Middle East capital database. And as you can see on the very top, we've got 325 companies. We have their country, description of the firm, their main business interests, their websites, and they've all been verified. And of course, this database will be suitable for all of 2024. I also have included their investment targets, 1 and 2 and 3. So those are based on information that is publicly known, information that is on their websites of different investments and types of sectors that they will look at. So again, this database is really meant for people who are building a larger data set of Middle East companies to either approach for funding or to possibly promote their products to, because there's a blend of venture capital, private equity, family investment offices, and investment companies, and high-profile companies in the UAE that are led by UAE nationals. So it's a really great database for companies that really want to get a very good look at some of the key parties in the Middle East when it comes to raising capital. It also has their investment territory, which includes whether they're just looking at either the Middle East or whether they're looking MENA or whether they're looking global. I've also included their key real estate assets. If they're investment companies that tend to look at real estate, I've included those as well in this database. Now, it also has, as far as key touch points, it has their company emails, and in some cases it's not available because they want you to actually submit your details via their forum. But I'll get to the key stats a little bit later on, and you also saw that in the initial slide presentation. Telephone numbers and contact numbers. There are 2 what I call primary contacts, and then there's a third which is the secondary contacts. The key contacts could include CEOs, managing directors, executive directors, and that is the same with the second contact data. You can see operations manager, directors of real estate, presidents, and so on and so on. And the main reason for that is so that you have a senior contact that you can reach out to. You can also check them on LinkedIn to get more details. In many cases, their email addresses have already been included, and I'm going to get to that again when we go to the stats page. And the third email contact tends to be somebody in HR. And the reason I've done that is because this database is very unique in the fact that I include outreach approach tips for each of these firms. There are 2 types. One is a outreach touch point if you know who the contact is. In other words, if it's been already identified by myself, then you could send them a line that I've included here in all the companies. For example, Saudi has a strong track record in urban development in Kuwait. Would you be interested in unique investment opportunity that complements your portfolio. And the reason I include these is to help people write their first letters, and also to show you that you should not be spamming this type of list with just a generic email approach, talking about your company and the investment opportunity. This allows you to add a little bit of information about them, so whoever receives it is going to know that you did a little bit of work, and it should not be considered a spam. And the second reason here is I've got contact sourcing outreach approach, and this is if you do not know who the contact is. And this is really key because in some cases you may not have a contact, and this is the perfect way for you to introduce yourself. For example, in this case I put subject request for direct contact with investment division, and then as the body of the email may include, I believe you might be the right person to assist me. We're exploring potential investment opportunities that align with Salia's investments vision. Could you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating such opportunities? And you can see as I scroll down here, it is included in that type of line. They're all customized, of course. The same with the ones for the direct contacts that are known. They actually talk about something the company has done, something they've invested in, the sectors, or possibly what their company vision is. And this is really going to help you, especially if you're doing first-time fundraising, or if you just want to save time when it comes to your research for these type of firms. That's what makes this database unique. Another thing that makes it unique is it really sticks to mainly the type of companies that are either venture capital, private equity, investment companies. So there's no fluff in here. There's no companies in here that should not be in here. And that is the difference between this database and other databases that are out there that talk about investments and reaching out to other investors. For example, there's very little here when it comes to accelerators. There might be a couple of them, but it's not plugged full of what I would call just garbage contacts. These are really key companies that are perfect for reaching out to, whether you're raising funds or whether you want to present opportunities, whether it's real estate, investment opportunities, and the like. So let's take a look at some of the stats. So the underlying stats are there's 470 firms, 340 prime contacts, 90 third tier contacts, and 90 email contacts when it comes to the third tier. So you're getting about 400 and a little over 450 emails, and the total company emails are 275. So those would be info at, admin at, that sort. So that's a really key overview of the database. Again, this is going to be a series where I'm going to highlight each of the contacts. For more information on this database, contact www.dubaiinvestorslist.com. That's dubaiinvestorslist.com. Thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, and subscribe.